Okay, a very special beer review evaluation workshop event. I need a beer for a bitter Supreme Court nomination that left a sour feeling in a lot of people. So I'm going to Frankenbeer a bitter and a sour beer. Yeah, this is really light and fluffy, but we're going to do it, and it'll be fun. Okay, first up, the bitter beer is Shorts Brewing Huma Lupa Licious, and this is 8%, pretty bitter hoppy beer. I should have looked up the IBUs, it's probably high, but it's not pointlessly bitter like Stone Ruination. It doesn't make me make a face. It's pretty dry, okay? I find a lot of high IBUs to be more dry feeling, sort of fuzzy. The bitterness is soft, okay? Can I explain it that way? The bitterness is soft. It is grapefruit rind in flavor. Some citrus notes, grapefruit rind, and some nice even floral-ish components that go more in the nose and around maybe just parts of the mouth. So I like this beer. It's not the best double IPA on the planet, but I buy it whenever I see it. I like the nice dry feeling. The texture goes in the nose. I like it. And I'm picking this beer because I think it's going to go mix well with other beers. I think it'll put a bitter, dry component, some mouthfeel into the other beer. Now the sour beer is one I've done just recently, Evil Twins Bushido. I have no idea how to pronounce it or anything like that. It's Berliner Weiss with yuzu and chili at it. It's got actually a lot of lemony flavors, the way the yuzu turned out, and chili, which is hot. So yeah, this ought to be a pretty nasty combination. No, not really. I think by adding this with the Shorts Huma Lupa Licious, whatever, we'll get some more texture. This lemony feeling, the heat in the chili, and the vinaigrette feeling of the Berliner Weiss. I think they'll just get a little even more mouthfeel, or maybe the Shorts Brew double IPA will mitigate some of the heaviest flavors in here. Well, let's see. Okay, here we go. The least flavored beer is the hoppy one, the Huma Lupa Licious. So you should pour a substantial amount of that beer in, and then just a little bit of the Berliner Weiss with all the additives. Oh, and this is lovely. This is the lemony flavor of the Berliner Weiss with yuzu. Yuzu is a fruit, by the way. Good grapefruity hops. This absolutely, definitely works. I have Frankenbeer, a hoppy beer, a double IPA, and a Berliner Weiss with additives. Lemony, grapefruit rind here, lemony around the edges, lemony in the nose. Just a slight amount of heat from the chilies, then the Berliner Weiss in the Bushido. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Again, I'm putting in that much, ounce and a half maybe, and just a trace of the more flavorful beer. Again, the reasons for this working. This beer, the double IPA, doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's what I call a dry beer, or a soft bitterness, chalky if you will, and really only one predominant flavor, that of grapefruit rind and a little floral around the edges. And that is a mixable beer. And what we're getting is mostly the texture from this and the flavor from this. The beers were always like that in the first place. That's why mixing them was a fairly good bet. I've Frankenbeered a sour and a bitter beer.